All right, do BCAAs actually help you get stronger and fitter, or are they a big waste of money? Hey, I'm Hannah Look, nutrition coach, and I get a lot of questions around BCAAs. And so today I want to break down what they are, who could benefit from them versus who I think probably wouldn't. I'll also cover when and how much to take, and then finally what to look for in a supplement if you do want to try them out. So first things first, quick overview. BCAAs simply stands for the 3 branched chain amino acids, which are leucine, isoleucine, and valine. And there's a lot of different types of amino acids that make up proteins, but these 3 in particular are especially key in helping you build and maintain lean muscle tissue. And so BCAAs do occur naturally in food, so everybody pretty much agrees that they're beneficial. The debate is really whether or not you need to supplement with them. And that's where I think there's a couple different types of people who some could benefit from them, and then others probably don't really need to be taking them. So first I'll break down who I think would not need them. So 2 types here. Who would not need to take BCAAs is, number 1, if you're still eating a lot of processed food. Now this is because my number 1 rule when it comes to taking supplements for performance or weight loss is because if you're not already eating fresh, natural, unprocessed, quote unquote, real food, most of the time consistently, then I think you should focus on doing that first and build that foundation of your diet. I think you'll get way more results and benefits from what you're eating throughout the rest of the day than, worrying about BCAAs. So type number 2 who would not need to take BCAAs is if you are simply eating and exercising to be healthy and probably maintain your weight, and you're not really looking to be a competitive athlete. So in this case, ideally, hopefully you have that foundation of your nutrition in place. Like I just mentioned, you're eating a lot of or enough overall throughout the day, and then hopefully plenty of protein at each meal. Then in this case, I think you're going to get all the BCAAs that you need just from your diet alone. So now for the 3 types who I think could benefit from BCAAs. The first 2 are kind of similar, so I'll talk about those together. So you could benefit from BCAAs if, number 1, you are trying to lose weight. In other words, you're eating in a calorie deficit. And number 2 is you work out fasted. So this could mean maybe you work out first thing in the morning without any food in your system, or maybe you're doing intermittent fasting or something like that. In both of these cases, BCAAs will be helpful because if you go into a workout underfueled, then your body could end up breaking down muscle to use as energy to get you through that workout. Obviously, that's never a good thing, right? We want a lot of muscle to not only be strong and look good, but the more muscle that you have, actually the higher your resting metabolism is, meaning the more calories you can burn by simply just sitting there and watching Netflix. So the more muscle, the better, right? And so when you go into a workout and you haven't eaten, those BCAAs are going to help you at the very least preserve that lean muscle tissue that you already have, if not help you gain strength and gain muscle. So that part kind of depends on a number of factors, like how you're eating the rest of the time and what type of workout you're doing. But again, at minimum, it'll help you preserve that lean muscle tissue. And so the third type of person who could benefit from taking BCAAs is if you are trying to take your training to the next level. And that could mean the next level, whatever that is for you. So maybe you're just looking for a recovery boost. Maybe you want to get stronger or get your times or get better times in the gym. And so either way, whatever it is, if your goal is performance-based, then BCAAs can definitely help. And notice all 3 of these examples have to do with taking them around your workouts. There are some people who think you should take them throughout the whole day and sip on them between meals. I don't think that's really necessary. I think you're just going to get the most benefit by just taking them in that workout window. And then that transitions us into my next section, which is when and how much to take. So as far as when, you could literally take them before, during, or after your workout. Anytime in that workout window is fine. Research has shown that you're still going to get the benefits of them. But I lean more towards taking them before or during because they have been shown to help reduce fatigue during your workout. And so, and I also work out first thing in the morning, and so I want to just get them in my system as quickly as possible. As far as how much, there's a lot of different opinions on this, as with everything in nutrition, but a couple numbers just to get you in the ballpark. I would say the average recommended or really minimum dose here is 5 grams. That's 5 grams total BCAAs, so all 3 of them together. And then I can tell you that Precision Nutrition, which is one of the top sports nutrition certifications and of which I am level 1 certified, they recommend getting 10 to 15 grams of BCAAs for every 1 hour of workout. So if you work out 2 hours, it's 20 to 30 grams. So again, just a couple numbers to get you an idea, but definitely experiment to see what might work well for you. And the last part of this, finally, is what to look for in a supplement if you do want to try them out and you aren't really familiar with what's out there. So one thing to look at is on the label and check for the ratio of those 3 BCAAs to each other. So what you'll typically see is a 2 to 1 to 1 ratio, and all the research has shown that this is really the optimal ratio and all you really need to get the benefits. You might see things like 10 to 1 to 1 or 3 to 2 to 1. None of that's actually necessary, and even the further that you get from that 2 to 1 to 1, you can actually cancel out the benefits of the other 2. So that first number in the ratio is leucine, which is optimal for muscle building. And then the other 2 numbers are isoleucine and valine, which are more optimal for fat burning and fighting fatigue during your workout. So I'm guessing you want the benefits of all 3. So just remember that that 2 to 1 to 1 is all you really need. And then from there, BCAAs can come in capsule or powder form. And I lean towards the powder. I feel like you have to take a lot of capsules for the to get the equivalent amount and what would be a small amount of the powder. And plus, if you're going to take them like before and during your workout, it's a lot easier to sip on a drink than to be popping some pills mid-workout, right? And so if you do the powder, just know that there's unflavored and flavored. I only recommend doing unflavored if you're going to mix it with something with a strong taste, because the taste by itself is pretty rough. So if you do flavored, also be aware that most products out on the market do have artificial flavors and colors and sweeteners in them. So if that matters to you, look for a naturally flavored kind. That's the kind that I use, because I try to stay away from any artificial ingredients in anything that I consume, on a daily or regular basis. So unfortunately, the natural ones are definitely harder to find. So I've actually put together a PDF list of my top 10 kinds or brands that don't have any of the artificial additives in them. And on that list, I have a link to where you can get them online, as well as the total cost and total amount of BCAAs per container, and then also the cost per gram of BCAAs. So I actually put this list together for myself because I was curious which ones were the most cost effective. So if you aren't familiar with the ones out on the market and you want to grab this list, you can just go to contemporarycavewoman.com/BCAA. So that was a lot of information. I hope you found this helpful. In my next video, I'm going to be doing or tackling a common follow-up question to all this, which is, so if BCAAs are in protein, if I'm taking a whey protein around my workout, do I actually need a BCAA supplement, or what's the advantage there? So keep an eye out for that one, and thank you so much for watching.